Channel intro. Welcome to True Stories, the place where silence speaks louder than noise, where the storm within is your strength, and where your power is rebuilt not through rage, but through restraint. In today's video, we dive deep into a brutally honest reality. What to do when a woman suddenly turns cold. No more guessing. No more chasing. This is the awakening you didn't know you needed. Script. She stopped texting. She stopped caring. At least, that's what it feels like. The woman who once laughed at your jokes, who sent long messages, who made you feel like her world revolved around you. Now she replies with dry one-word texts, leaves you on scene, or just disappears into the silence. And here you are, staring at your phone like it holds the answers, wondering what went wrong, replaying moments in your mind, debating whether to text her again or just let it die. You're tempted to chase, to explain, to fix what feels broken. But hear me now, and hear me clearly. When a woman starts ignoring you, that is not the time to chase her. That is the time to rise, because her silence, that's not just a void, it's a mirror, a brutal reflection of who you are, and more importantly, who you're becoming. In this video, we're going deep into Stoic philosophy and true human behavior. We'll explore what it really means when a woman pulls away and how the strongest response isn't shouting louder, but walking away quieter. You'll learn why silence is louder than rage, why detachment is more powerful than obsession, and how choosing your dignity over desperation can dismantle even the most inflated ego. This isn't about revenge, this isn't about games. This is about transformation. This is about you. She thinks you'll beg. But this time, you vanish, like smoke in the wind, unbothered, unshaken, stoic. Let her feel the absence of your presence, because that absence, it's not emptiness, it's thunder. Chapter 1. Why she ignores you, and what it really means. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. When a woman begins to ignore you, it almost always has a deeper psychological motive. Sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's not. But in both cases, it's a test, a power test. She's probing, poking, watching. She wants to see. Will you chase after her like every other guy? Will you beg for scraps of her attention? Will you crumble because she pulled away for a few days? Or will you remain unfazed? Understand this. When a woman pulls away, it's not just about her. It's about what she expects you to do in response. You see, modern dating is no longer about love first. It's about leverage. And silence, that's her weapon. But only if you let it be. Because when you react emotionally, when you panic, when you blow up her phone trying to fix it, you're not just showing her your heart. You're handing her your spine. You're proving that your sense of identity depends on her validation, and nothing repels a woman faster than that. But the Stoic man? He does something radically different. He remains still, not passive, powerful, not weak, aware. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In other words, you cannot control if she pulls away, but you can control what you do next. And your response, or lack of it, will tell her everything. Chapter 2. What the Stoic man does when she backs away. Let me be crystal clear. When she ignores you, the worst thing you can do is overreact. And the best thing you can do? Nothing. Not because you're playing games. Not because you're trying to win her back, but because that nothing is actually everything. She expects a reaction. She's waiting for it. She's testing your frame. So when you go quiet, completely quiet, that sends a signal louder than any message. I don't need you. And that terrifies her. Not because she's evil, not because she's a narcissist, but because the power dynamic just shifted. The ego she tried to flex just broke on the wall of your stillness. You see, true Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally untouchable. Not because you feel nothing, but because you control everything. So here's what a Stoic man does. He doesn't chase, he doesn't plead, he doesn't seek closure, because he knows the truth. If a woman can leave you easily, she was never truly with you. Chapter 3. Detach to dominate. Epictetus, another Stoic master, once said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." Being ignored only hurts if you interpret it as rejection. But what if, stay with me, what if it's just information? What if her silence is just a revelation? She's telling you something, without saying a word. She's showing you that maybe she lacks communication, maybe she lacks maturity, or maybe she never valued you the way you thought she did. So, instead of clinging to what's fading, let her go. Let her leave. Let her silence speak volumes, and use that volume to turn inward. Because true strength is not in holding on. It's in letting go with dignity. You don't need closure, you need clarity. And clarity says, if someone tries to leave, let them. Don't block the door. Continued in next message due to length. Continued. Chapter 4. Respect yourself more than you crave her attention. Let's get brutally honest. Every time you double text, every time you send that just checking in message, every time you stalk her story, or craft the perfect casual hey just to see if she bites, you are telling yourself a lie. You are saying, her attention is more important than my self-respect. And that, right there, is the death of your masculinity. Women do not respect men who need them. They're drawn to men who lead themselves. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, said it best. He who is brave is free. Freedom isn't found in chasing. It's found in choosing your peace over the chaos of trying to win someone who's pulling away. Real self-respect isn't loud. It's not in revenge posts. It's not in flexing on Instagram. Real self-respect is silence. It's restraint. It's stillness. It's in the decision to say, I don't chase what tries to run from me. I let it go and rise higher. Because the man who truly respects himself doesn't beg, doesn't prove, doesn't wait. He evolves. Chapter 5. Let absence speak for you. Here's the move most men get wrong. She ghosts them, and they explode. They post sad quotes, they write long DMS, they try to win her back with passive-aggressive stories. But the Stoic man? He doesn't post, he doesn't announce, he doesn't chase, he just disappears. No games, no drama, no block, no subtweet, no look what you lost energy. Just silence. Let her notice that you stopped watching her stories. Let her send that hey stranger text 2 weeks later. Let her wonder why the man who once showed up now isn't around. And when she finally reaches out, don't reply with bitterness. Don't reply at all. Not to hurt her, but to heal yourself. Your absence isn't petty. It's powerful. Because in a world addicted to noise, silence is terrifying. And you? You just became her mirror, a reflection of her own emotional immaturity. You didn't disappear to make her miss you. You disappeared because you realized she didn't value the man you are. And you don't argue with disrespect. You withdraw from it. Chapter 6. Invest in yourself, not the illusion. Now let's talk about energy. Every ounce of pain you feel from being ignored, every anxious thought, every moment you consider texting again, that's energy. And energy is currency. So where are you spending it? Because here's what the Stoic man does. He redirects it. He takes the hurt, the anger, the confusion, and alchemizes it into progress. He hits the gym, he builds his business, he deepens his brotherhood, he sharpens his mind. He pours every drop of that wasted attention into becoming a man that no longer needs to be seen, because he knows who he is without validation. You want power? Power isn't found in getting her back. Power is found when she comes back. And you're no longer the same man. You're stronger, wiser, colder, but not cruel. Just clear. The version of you that once craved her, gone. And she'll realize she never had a man. She had a version of you that was still learning how to lead himself. But now? Now you've become the type of man who doesn't just attract, he commands. Chapter 7. From weakness to warrior. The 3 traps most men fall into. Let's break it down. Most men, when ignored, fall into one of 3 traps. They beg. They send desperate texts. They seek closure. They try to reignite what's clearly gone cold. They get angry. They lash out. They insult her. They try to shame her into noticing them again. They pretend to be happy. They post fake smiles. They try to look like they've moved on. But inside, they're spiraling. And guess what? Every one of those reactions screams the same thing. I'm not okay without you. But the Stoic man? He doesn't react. He reflects. He doesn't play chess games over text. He doesn't build fake narratives. He lets her walk. Because he knows if she could leave you easily, she wasn't meant to stay. She didn't reject you. She revealed herself. And your reaction? That's your final message. So make it powerful. Make it silent. Make it stoic. Chapter 8. Let her ego collapse, not your integrity. Here's the twist that hits her like a wave. It's not your words that shake her. It's your absence. It's when you don't respond, when you don't react, when you don't flinch. At first, she'll pretend not to notice. She'll scroll past your name. She'll test to see if you've moved on.